Friday morning, Halloween, last poetry workshop for the day in Juvie Hall. A staff teacher catches my attention, gives me a small blue stickum with the name of a student and his cell block. Mohammed in Unit 400 would like to share a few poems and get feedback it requests.
Lock up. The blues people weep behind smiling faces or blank looks and slow speech.
So I walk into the bowels of this youth jail. The teens are settling into an early lunch. The goblins of loneliness lurk in the shadows and cracks. The witches of time drag on clocks' second hands, quicksands of time, second-hand mud moving at minute-hand speed.
Lock up our children like slaves. They have no childhood. Streets await them lined with cops and paddy wagons. Call them adults and have them collect death penalties after they have learned to steal and kill and go to jail in your concrete nightmares.
I find the young poet after crossing 2 electric locked doors. The guard tells me I can stand in the hall and talk with the ward after he unlocks the door. The young black man sits on a mattress with textbooks framing the opaque window. No toilet, no bed frame, no fresh air, no hope in his young face. Styrofoam lunch waiting on his prison bed, and I can't remember him. Which class? Which campus? Which time?
Lock up and tell me to take a more tolerable tone as I tell how you lock up love, love, money, money, love, mixing landless and loveless with lawless. Yes, lawless. We not following no laws we haven't legislated like you don't legislate love, but love legislating our lives by laws that lock up.
He reads a breeze through the trees poem, and I shine his words because I'm praying for him. His face so young, and I don't want to know what his crime is. The crime is that it is Halloween, and he is not out in freedom, enjoying being young.
Lock up. You are willing to pay to lock up all your troubles away. Lock up the sins of a former day. Lock up the hope of another way. Lock up the prayers and the people. But have no doubt, time is running out.
I ask him to read the poem again, and it is good. He has a unique stanza form on the page. And I tell him I like his creativity. He reads another poem and then asks me if I like to hear a poem from his favorite book. I say yes, and he produces the collected verse of Langston Hughes. Langston Hughes. Langston Hughes.
I was listening to Langston this morning. Went to him like going to church, like to a minister, like for a healing, like a laying on of hands. His words bend me into my black soul. That's right, black soul. African cast on mountain high, over rocky road, coupling with today's cry. We are Troy Davis.
I tell him I'm in the Langston Hughes Poetry Circle, and he nods. He reads the poem Little Old Letter after hopping off the bed and moving to the door so I can read with him and help him with words. He tells me he reads this Langston poem over and over and over. I taste tears when he reads, I never felt so lonesome since I was born black.
Right with myself on this wall. I see y'all fence-sitters, movement quitters, looking for ease in a nation that gets high on Southern comfort or calls up domesticated Negroes, bucks, and bitches in black for a national aphrodisiac.
It feels like he is my son, my son. Angels. Black angels, 50 million black angels, 50 million black middle passage angels perch on my shoulder shouting, 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 he is your son!
Newsflash, your mama's black. I know, 'cause Newsweek put Adam and Eve black on the cover for you to see that your birthplace is Africa just like me. The cover should have shouted the end of Whitey Day, knocked down by the trigger of DNA.
And my jail blue son shows me another book he likes. And we talk about poetry. We talk about life. I tell him we are more alike than different. I tell him I wish society wasn't so ignorant. I ask him to hold his palm up. I hold my palm up next to his and announce, palms up. We are the same color.
Ain't just colored out here, he says. Them homeless come in white, too. Seen some of 'em getting gunned down by the cops. Shit, it's dangerous being a drunk on the street these days. You could get killed just carrying a stick or reaching for a knife to cut your apple, and suddenly them boys in blue surround you, and you done bit it.
I ask him to put his palms down, and I hold my palm down next to his. Why does society call attention to palms down differences? I protest when both colors are beautiful.
Word. If you're looking for Jesus, he went down to Market Street with some gumbo him and Mary cooked up. You should go. I heard he's looking for a new gang to hang with. He say them apostles have gotten just too saintly to hang with. They setting around the cathedral just dropping a dime in God's ear all the time, bugging.
I flip my palm up. I flip my palm up again. And he mimics my motion. Now we are the same color again. He asks me if I will visit him again, and I tell him I'll come back next Friday. We shake hands, same colors touching, contrast colors smiling, Langston hues approving, racist hate ebbing, goblins of loneliness surrendering, sands of time flowing.
'Cause spring's coming, earth pushing dirt up cracks in the white tile, hip-hop nation is rising underneath you.
I tell him if he will write in this tiny room, it will get bigger. I tell him if he makes this his writing room, it will get bigger. I tell him if he will grow and the room will grow, and this poem about a letter that takes a life will change to a poem that gives new life.
It's word wafting from the drum, word sweeping the western sky, bass moving the earth.
I ask him what classroom I've taught him in. He says, I've never been his teacher, but he heard about me and he wanted to meet me. And one more time, poetry performs a miracle. One more time, poetry transforms. And I am humbled in the presence of spirit. I do not understand, but I know for sure. Spirit waits. Poetry, spirit waits to dance with you.
'Cause ain't no lock that can't be picked. So pick it. Pick it. Pick the locket of the heart you wear around your neck. See the faces in it. What and who gave birth to you? Thank you. All right. No, that I was going to give you 5. All right, I know.